Hi everyone, we're back for day 6. Now this one is a little bit more painting involved, painting and drying, and what we're going to use is our template. I have got a small, I guess it's a 1-inch punch as compared to the, well, it's almost 2 inches across. So on this one we're going to get a heap of little punches of that size. So you should be able to get at least 3 depending on how you've punched the original card. I've got a few here where I've got 3. This one's ripped, but I'm looking forward to using that edge. 2 or 3 depending on how many and how you placed everything. So you might, well this one I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 because I'd only done 3. So I managed 6 off that one. That's pretty good. One thing I noticed with these is they're fabulous and there's probably lots of uses for them, but they were definitely too small for a sentiment, for a sticker, for, you know, a moth or a butterfly or any sort of flower other than maybe one of the very, very tiny, you know, tiny little flowers. Like you could get one of those on it. However, I found a different way to have a play with them. So I pre-prepared one and I stuck one of the pages that I was talking about in a previous day, just a little tiny book page. I've just glued it down on the whole thing. And I have attached a couple of these in a pattern. I might do a few more. What I used was a wet glue, so I've used the Tombow Mono Liquid glue because of this shiny surface at the back. Sometimes the glue sticks are a bit slippery in this situation. So I'm going to put one there. Means you'll need to let it dry a bit too. On there. Now I've got my paint palette, I've got a brush, so this is a fairly transparent yellow. We can go round. So the idea that I came up with was that we could paint the background. So these are used as a pattern or a design element of some sort. So this one's what I would consider a longer day in terms of drying time. In between, if you know what I mean. I'm sure you do. I'm sure you're all clever enough to know. What I mean. This is a nice bright yellow. Maybe these are a little bit like sand dollars. So I've got an idea and I'll see how I go. So I've got one overall background. If you'd have wanted to, you could have easily done a couple of, you know, like more collagey one with washi tape, as we've been doing. So if you've already got all of yours done with the collage background and washi tape, there's no problems at all about that. So I'm now thinking of just getting this acrylic over the top. You'll still get a bit of the collage coming through. But it's really going to wash it out a little bit and tone it down a little bit. And like I say, this is the point where things have to dry. So I'll come back when this is dried to do some more work on it. This is the go and get a cup of tea while it's drying moment. Right, this is dry, I'm back, and when I was thinking about sand dollars, I remembered that I had made these ones to go on my mermaid piece. And so I thought that would be a good way to remember the sand dollar. This is an experiment, so hopefully it works out the way I'm imagining. But for now, I'll use a final point. Get that sort of washy look of the way that a sand dollar is sort of fringy and looks a little bit like flowers, but I'm okay. I think it's like I like it. There's sort of a 5-pointed centre and a petal for each of the pieces. Yes, they look a bit like flowers, but that's okay. We'll decorate them a bit more. Going to wet them all down, and that'll need a little bit of drying time, but we can do something in the meantime. Now I think what I'll do is make a sort of a muddy splash kind of thing. To represent the beach a little bit, I'm going to make a little bit of a muddy kind of splashy kind of thing. Just using my brush to flick off the edge there. It's a bit black. Kind of wanted it a bit more orange, a bit more beachy. You can use anything to get a little bit of a splatter happening, just so long as it's got an edge that catches the brush bristles. That should be good. So I'm wanting this to emulate a bit of sand with the sand dollars in. I think we still have to wait for that to dry. So I want to show you another one I prepared. As you can see, a bit of the type coming through the background. And these have ended up being the centres of flowers. So I'm just noticing that this one needs a little bit of definition. It's become a bit sort of merged into the background a little bit. I wonder if the white might look better. Now that it's dry, the white might be a bit more of a highlight. So what I've done with this one is use Posca pens. And so with the Posca pens I've done the petals and the stems and a little bit of a splatter in the background. You can still see a bit of the washi tape, but it's just a nice little extra bit that sits there in the background. So here's my flower one. Here's my sand dollar one. Once again, if you want, you can round the corners if you want. I can do some more work on this when it dries, but I think we've been going long enough. It's every day is meant to be a short little one so that you can then play for as long as you want to. So I hope you enjoyed this one, and we'll be doing day 7 tomorrow. Bye for now.